Hey YouTube, I'm back for another video. I had several requests for wear and tears of my other Chanel bags, so I figured that I would do one for my classic flap since it is in lambskin, and I know a lot of people are curious about that. I know I was when I was looking to purchase a lambskin bag. So this is my bag that I did a reveal on. I don't know how long ago. It's black Chanel, obviously, black lambskin with ruthenium hardware. And this is from, oh my gosh, I can never remember. It's fall 2014, I think, but it was purchased in January of 2015. I did get this pre-loved, and the only thing I know about the original owner is that they waited forever for this specific combination and that they were some famous jewelry designer, because I got it through a consignment site that has a store on eBay. But I got a really good deal on it because it is a seasonal piece with the ruthenium hardware. So apparently it wasn't as popular than if it had silver hardware. I don't know. But it's the medium to large size, so it's the 10-inch. 10-inch one. And when I got it, the only signs of wear that it said was like one scratch that went down this pocket. But when I actually got the bag, I couldn't believe how hard to see the scratch was. And I got a significant discount because of it. And all I did was take some leather conditioner and buff it out. And now I don't see no scratch. Do you see a scratch? But whatever, I was happy to take a bag with a scratch because I got a good discount on it. What I'm learning about lambskin is that on the surface, it is very, very delicate. Like surface scratches and tiny little faint markings can happen. But as soon as you take some leather conditioner and a cloth and wipe it, you can buff it out. I've buffed it out with like facial oil before too. It's gross, but I've done it. So lambskin isn't like as super delicate unless you're psycho crazy about your bags. And I am pretty crazy about my bags. And I still own a lambskin bag. So I guess, you know, that speaks to its durability. The one thing that I do notice with lambskin compared to caviar is like rubbing. I don't really have any signs of wear. I don't really have rubbing on this bag. I could see how it could happen. I was actually worried about getting it here on this corner just from wearing it like this and having like my elbow rub up against it, but there's no signs. The corners look really, really good. I don't know if you can tell in this camera angle, but there's no scuffing on the corners. And that's where you would see the first sign of damage on these bags. Mine still looks good. Now, I do not use this bag as often as my other ones. And I have used it a lot. So let me just say, I have used it quite a bit since I bought it. But I don't use it as much as my other ones. And I certainly have not used this very much out in a bar where people are going to bump into it. I have, but not a lot. So I would say that this bag has had moderate use, fair enough use. It doesn't just sit on my shelf. I noticed there's a little bit of misshapen. I mean, this doesn't bother me at all. Like these little dents here. I guess it should technically be like that. And then one here too. See that right there, how it pops back out. But it doesn't really change the shape of the bag. I still think it looks pretty darn good. Here's the back pocket. I did wear a dress to a wedding that had tons of sequins, and I was worried about this bag rubbing up against the sequins all night, and at the end of the night, there were literally 1,000 tiny little faint surface scratches all over this bag because of it. Took my leather conditioner, did it a couple times. Now you can't really tell. You can't really see it. So it's hard to say because I get the people that say lambskin is so delicate you can't even touch it without getting a scratch. I get what they're saying. They're talking about very, very, very light, faint surface scratches, which is absolutely unavoidable unless you never use the bag and you let it sit in the closet the whole time. But real damage that can't be buffed out with some leather conditioner, I don't have any yet. So I'm pretty happy with this. Like I said, this is not an everyday bag. I do use it to go out at night, but not when I'm going to be in a really packed bar that it can get bumped into a lot. Let's open up. And another thing, which I mentioned in my last video, I think it was my last video, ruthenium hardware is so badass. You can't scratch it. I mean, maybe you can, but if you were to get a scratch, you would never be able to tell. It's not like the shiny silver hardware where it would stick out like a sore thumb. You can't, I mean, ruthenium hardware just will always look the same. The inside here. Now, one thing with every single lambskin bag, you cannot avoid it, is this marking here where the leather or the zipper pull kind of like smushes into it when you close it. You can't avoid that. I mean, I do put a piece of paper there when I'm storing it, but when you're using it and carrying it, you can't put anything there. That doesn't bother me. I could care less. It's on the inside flap. It's going to happen. Everybody is going to have that. I don't really mind. The inside looks really good. This is like a tougher type of leather. I don't know what kind of leather it is, but it's more scratch resistant than this. And I still think it looks beautiful. I made my own little base shaper down there with a cardboard. Just because I like the bottoms to be perfectly flat with no sagging. Inside is really nice. No major scratches anywhere that I can see at all. I love this bag. I think it's a really cool, with the ruthenium hardware, it's a really cool take on the classic, but it's kind of like with an edge, and everybody that watches my videos know I like things with an edge. But yeah, as far as lambskin, the straps still look good. I mean, this bag is in excellent condition. Like I said, the only signs of wear are the inside where the zipper pull is, and then like this little bit of like, I don't know, misshapen right there on both sides. But like I said, it doesn't actually change the shape of the bag. It still looks really nice. So, I mean, I was scared to death to get lambskin, but God, it just feels so nice. Once you have a lambskin bag, it's hard to go back to caviar unless it's your everyday bag, unless you have multiple bags, you know. So I say try lambskin, peace out if you really love lambskin. If you're the type of person that bangs your bag around, you don't want to think about taking care of it, and you really knock it around and don't protect it, then do not get lambskin. But if you're careful with your bags, you could use this bag. You could probably use this bag as an everyday bag as long as you were careful with it. I feel like the lambskin, and I've heard, gets like a patina, I don't know if that's the right word, kind of like a protective layer. It almost develops as time goes on with use and becomes more and more scratch resistant. That's what I heard, and I've seen it in some really old lambskin bags that were well taken care of. So, yeah, I do love lambskin. I think it's gorgeous. Look at the shiny, look how shiny it is. So yeah, I think my final thoughts are that lambskin is delicate, but as long as you take care of it, it's more durable than you think. Hope this is helpful to everybody, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.